So here we are. This is an unusual little debate. I'm terribly hoping that this is going to be a friendly one. Tell me, Tisca, you want to go for, or you want to go against?
I am completely against.
Okay, this is the topic. When casting characters in movies, filmmakers should only cast actors who have similar lived experiences to play the character. Okay, let me start by saying that there are all kinds of cinema that we make in this country. There is the out and out commercial cinema. There is the slightly more meaningful cinema. And if this rule cannot apply to the whole of Indian cinema, if you could apply it to at least those who are trying to do an honest job of portraying people, their lives, it would be a good thing. So this whole thing about casting characters in movies only from those who have similar lived experiences could work quite well in cinema that is not fantastical and is not just purely commercial. I think an actor who has had similar life experiences would be able to understand what that character he's playing goes through. It also will create opportunities for people who want to act. I think, for example, this whole OTT is giving actors opportunities which they would have never got in mainstream cinema, because mainstream cinema still looks for really good-looking people. And even if they are playing a villain, the villain also needs to be a good-looking villain. The mother needs to be good-looking. The wife needs to be, everybody needs to be good-looking. Whereas OTT has given a platform to people who are little more realistic, like the characters. So opportunities are created. I assume create better role models for characters. Say, for example, for the downtrodden, for the LGBTQ lot. And we've seen two very, very good examples of films which have cast absolutely real people. One being Slumdog Millionaire, where I know Anil Kapoor is not a quiz master, but the rest of the characters were cast from the slums. A large part, let me not make sweeping statements, a large part of cast was cast from the slums and brought such an authenticity, such a sort of note to the film, which would never have happened if all the casting had been done from casting shops. And the other film is Sairat, which again had both the principal characters, non-actors, did a pretty good performance. Film was successful, and I think it was a better impact that the director managed to get than he would have had if he had cast known actors. And finally, the one big debate that is raging in the Indian film industry would be completely taken care of. No nepotism.
I knew that was coming somehow. First thing that I'd like to point out is that you spoke about honest. Some honest filmmakers, so are you alluding or suggesting that the others are dishonest? The level of honesty or dishonesty is only one, and that is truth to the story and to the creator's imagination. The second thing that I would like to say is that in trying to do something for which there doesn't seem to be much point, one is creating another kind of stereotype, that this is a blind person and therefore he or she can play blind, which is to say that they will forever be playing blind and would never be cast as non-blind or as a person with sight. So that's creating another kind of stereotype, which I'm completely against. When one is talking about realistic and unrealistic cinema, I think most of the cinema in India is unrealistic. It is not accurate portrayals when jeeps are flying in the air and whatever. Who has the life experience for that? And I hope they don't, and they hope they don't either. So, that's sort of like a bizarre assumption. However, the largest reason, two large reasons that I think 50 points for each reason, is that at the end of the day, it is such an expensive proposition to make a film and to recover money so as to be able to make the next film. You need to have the film be saleable to make money at the box office. And for a film to make money at the box office, it needs to have something that makes people come into the theatres. And I'm talking about theatre even like this, which is 50% capacity today, challenged in the extreme by rising cost of filmmaking, but even more so in the pandemic when you're allowed only 50% capacity. You need something to make people come into the cinema, whatever that is. In a country like India, where cinema is largely escapism, you need the fantastic looks, the unrealistic 8, 12, 14, 17 abs, whatever it is that you can manage to get in order to, because the average Indian man is pot-bellied and he just imagines in his head that he's...
The average Indian man is pot-bellied, she said.
They are. So for that reason, the person who has those abs becomes, अबे इसके जैसा एक्टिंग करेगा तो इसका मैं भी ऐसा दिख सकता था, मैं दिखता था यंग में ऐसा, becomes something that drives you into the cinema. You want to see that fellow take off his shirt. Girls have other reasons, but yes, that's sort of the idea. So the films have to be entertaining and they have to make business sense. The cross between those two, you could have the most brilliant film, but if it's made at 1,000 crore, if a film costs 1,000 crores, no matter how much business it does, it's not going to recover its cost and be called a flop. Most of India may have seen it. And just from my own personal example, I did Tare Zameen Par when I was, I think, about 29 or so, and I wasn't even a mother then. But I got Max Love. I had my child many years later, but that's what acting is. It's acting. It's not doing. It's the skill set is to make it look like you are behaving, but actually you are acting. So I rest my case.
You know, I will happily concede. There's no problem with that. Although
I love you, Kunal. You know that.
And the only point I take umbrage to, I didn't call filmmakers dishonest. Please. I'll have everybody coming at my throat if I say that.
Okay, I concede that to you.
But it was well argued, I must say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.